Thomas Lindgren, welcome to the show, episode 3. Dom Joseph Podcast. What's up?
It's getting real serious.
Yeah, third episode. What
should be like a milestone.
This is a milestone. Third episode's always really big, to be honest with you. So what's up? What you been up to? Just been hanging out, living college life, living on your own.
Drinking a smoothie.
Good
smoothie, by the way.
Thank you. You know, the thing is with smoothies I really like is that it's like with fruit, I can't get a whole mango, a whole strawberry, a whole thing of all this fruit just eating on my own, just because I feel like it's a lot. But when I can blend it up, you know, it's a lot different when I can blend it up and make it somewhat sweet. True. This smoothie's a lot better because I'm able to actually just, not have any kale in it, so it tastes a little.
Dude, a smoothie's a fucking life hack. Can I swear on this podcast?
Yeah, you can say whatever the hell you want. Yeah.
Sweet. All right, dope. Smoothies are basically fucking life hacks, bro.
Life hacks.
The smoothies are life hacks.
Okay.
For anybody tuning in, a smoothie's a life hack. It's the definition of a life hack. Like you said, you don't want to buy a whole ass mango and eat the way you do, but you can't eat all of it at once.
No, you gotta cut it.
But you gotta cut it up,
Slice
whatever.
it. Watch out for the fucking pit.
You may not eat the whole thing, and the rest of it goes bad, and then you throw it away. Well, smoothies, you just throw all the shit in a blender, and it's like easier to consume.
Yep.
And they're delicious, and you get all the nutrients of an entire mango, and you can drink it in 10 seconds
with 5 other fruits in there.
Man, yeah.
And a lot of people, like in any other thing, you blend food up, it's not going to be good. It's coming from blending certain things up. Blending chips and water is not a good mix, to be honest with you. Blending mashed potatoes with fucking chicken, I'm pretty sure ain't gonna be that good. Spacesuit guys.
How are you feeling, by the way? This dude ate 12 eggs.
The excellent challenge.
Chili, cheese, fruit bowl, and a biscuit.
All
in like 10 minutes.
Me and Brian sat down. You were part of that, and we all sat down and said, "Let's do the excellent challenge." For you guys who don't know what the excellent challenge is, it's 12 eggs, 2 biscuits, cheese, chili, and a fruit cup, and we did it in under like 10 minutes. Oh. And to be honest with you, here's the thing. When we cooked the eggs, I was like, this is doable. But then slathering the chili on made it even worse. And the thing is, I hit a wall, like what Brian was saying, halfway through. Yeah. It was like I looked at it and said, okay, if I didn't probably have Brian, I probably wouldn't have finished it as fast. But the thing is like, you've already eaten 7 eggs. You might as well go to the 12th egg.
Gotta keep going.
And the food wall definitely hit me. And
yeah, you say that, but you marched through that thing. It was like 10 minutes, and you just pounded it. The original challenge is an hour.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mordecai is weak, bruh. He couldn't. I mean, he's not weak. He did it, but
that's crazy. Unless you're allergic to eggs.
Yeah, you could be allergic to eggs like Rigby was on the show. But I feel really great now. How do you feel? This guy Thomas also, we bet this guy he couldn't have 4 bags of Lay's Classic Chips. And for those who have had Lay's Classic Chips, they know they're very fucking salty. These kind of chips aren't a joke. Even if I've had like one just for my sandwiches, I can't even fucking not have blisters on my tongue. How do you do faring that?
Not good.
Yeah, so
I mean, I'm a small eater to begin with, so I don't know why I thought I could do that. It was, in hindsight, maybe not the best idea I've ever had, but I haven't had a Lay's potato chip since then.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know how long it's gonna be.
That was fucking. I looked at that was overflowing from the bowl. That was a big ass bowl.
It was gross.
It was a big ass bowl, and I just didn't really know. Yeah, was it gross after the fucking 20th handful?
Yes.
And it doesn't taste good. Would you be able to do it if it was Doritos? You think it would be different?
Talked about that. It's hard to say because that's corn chip, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, there's like less fat and probably less salt.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I do like Doritos a little bit more, so maybe I could have done that way, but I don't know, man. You gotta have a lot of room for that many chips, I'm telling you.
Yeah, just going back to the excellent challenge, I didn't think 12 eggs would look as small as it did when we did it. I mean, it was a lot, but like I thought it would be a little bit bigger, to be honest with you. But it was fun. I'm glad we were able to do it. I plan on ordering the Excellent Challenge, I'm Excellent hat.
Net hat.
It was a net hat.
Yeah.
Truckers have those kind of hats. So it makes you kind of cool in that situation. But recently your parents came across someone very famous in Disneyland, and let's just let people know who they fucking saw. Like, the thing is with me and my family, whenever my family goes somewhere, they always see someone famous. I feel like I never I'll see like a D-list celebrity, if that.
Yeah, I meant no.
A radio host.
That's ridiculous. Well, first of all, I didn't even know they were going to Disneyland, right?
I didn't know your dad went. I thought it was just your mom.
Yeah, so I knew they were going to California, but I was in lab when I found out. Just basically elbow deep in dog bones.
Nice.
Identifying dogs and shit, and that was cool. But
wait, their bones were like taken apart?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah. So, but that's what I was doing, and then I got a fucking text.
Okay. So you're just hanging out in the lab looking at bones.
Hey, we're at happiest place on earth. Oh, wow.
Thanks for the invite.
Awesome.
I'm at school.
Yeah, great. I'm doing boring shit.
On your Friday night.
Right. So that's what happened. And then they're back there again. That was Thursday. And then last night, Friday night, they're back there again at night. And my mom goes, yeah, we're sitting in front of Ariana Grande on this roller coaster.
Wow. That's would you classify Ariana Grande as A-list?
An A-list? Oh, absolutely.
She's definitely A-list.
A-list.
1 out of 5 people is going to know who she is.
Yeah. And at first I was like, oh, bullshit. And I was like, no way. There's no way she's,
No way Ariana
in
Grande.
public. She'd be swarmed, that kind of thing, right? Well, sure enough, check her Instagram. She's at Disneyland. And then there's a Twitter video that somebody took, and you could see my mom walking up the line, and then literally 5 seconds after that, Ariana Grande and her entourage walk right past.
4 bodyguards, right?
What? She apparently walked right past my dad and brushed shoulders with him.
Wow.
He doesn't know who she is. He's like, I don't know who Ariana Grande is. And I'm like, are you kidding?
But he could tell you. I know my guy George, who probably tell you some psychologist that was on Joe Rogan's podcast for sure. That guy, he's the most aware of everything too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Who's Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, A-list celebrity for sure, but I've never seen it. I've never met any famous people.
Who's the most famous person you've ever met?
Dude, I don't even fuck. Haven't really met any athletes.
Okay.
I would say the most famous person I've met, and this is about to be a who.
Okay, I'm ready.
Former Seahawks quarterback Trent Dilfer.
Whoa, you shook hands with him?
I played catch with him.
No,
yes,
you played catch with him?
On CenturyLink Field, on the field.
When was this?
I was pretty young, 6 or 7.
Did you get a couple passes in?
I can't remember. Somebody won a contest or something,
okay,
and they won 8 tickets or something.
Yeah,
and you could go meet some of the players beforehand.
What?
But that's what it's of the era.
Yeah,
I'm thinking nowadays. I'm like, why didn't we meet Sean Alexander or Jerry Rice or something? No, Trent Dilfer is.
He was the starting quarterback though.
He was at the time, and he then went on. He was an analyst for ESPN or something for a while. He used to do the Monday night pregame show and shit, and then he's not anymore. So anyway, Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer,
most famous.
Is that how you say it? Dilfer.
Yep. Trent Dilfer.
I mean, yeah, he was a quarterback there for a short amount of time. The most famous person I've seen or have met. But the thing is with that, you got to play catch with him.
Yeah, that's true.
That kind of ups it up a little bit, to be honest, in my book. Me, the most famous person, I was at a UW game, and Joe Montana was sitting behind me. That was fucking.
Remember that.
Yeah, I got to shake his hand and be like,
Badass,
I didn't really know much football, to be honest, at that age. I knew who he was though. And I knew what football was.
Imagine now?
Huh?
Could you imagine now?
Oh my God. He looked pretty upset because his son wasn't even playing.
I've heard he's kind of an ass.
He pushed Brock out of the way. My buddy,
So there's truth to that rumor.
My
that Brock was pushed by Joe Montana.
my buddy Brock had a glove, and he wanted to get it signed by just any UW fan. He's a huge UW fan, and Joe Montana, a legendary quarterback, he goes up to him and he shoves him out of the way. Can you imagine getting shoved out of the way by like a celebrity like that?
I feel like it's like Gordon Ramsay roasting your food. It's kind of an honor.
It probably, he got touched by Joe Montana.
Right.
And going back to the Ariana thing, would you say, like, is it even fun to be that famous at that point? Like,
hell no.
You know what I mean? Like, yes, we love, like, don't get me wrong, I'd love to have 1 million followers, but at that expense where I can't even go to Disneyland without 4 bodyguards and all these fans, it's nice for a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it gets annoying.
No, it'd be super annoying.
Yeah.
Like, you get swarmed all over all the time. You can't just go outside. It's like Freaky Friday when it's Chris Brown. And he's like, wait. Because he's in Lil Dicky's body, and he's like, well, nobody recognizes me or judges me because I'm black. So I'm gonna go see a movie.
Dude, I would do
see
some
a
weird.
movie and relax.
Did you see what Walter White or Bryan Cranston did at Comic-Con?
No.
He hired 10 lookalikes to look just like him, and when he went to Comic-Con, he dressed up as Walter White.
Oh.
So he had 10 like lookalikes in there, and then he was able to just walk straight in because all the other guys got bombarded by fans.
That's dope.
And that's genius. But obviously, I bet you someone probably found him.
Yeah, eventually, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I always feel bad like when I see like a football player on campus that I know. It's like I kind of want to go ask him for a picture, but you don't really want to
be that
guy, especially if they're just going about their day. It's like when I was earlier in the year, I was doing homework on campus. It was pretty empty, and Gardner Minshew, a couple football players come and sit down and start doing like an intense Bible study, like right next to where I was eating.
In the library?
Yeah. No, it was in the Cubs.
Oh, okay.
It was a little food court there, but yeah, they like intense Bible study. And it's like I wanted to ask for a picture, but it's like I'm not gonna come up in the middle of John 3:16 and hey, can I get a picture with you guys? So
they probably would have asked you to join their Bible study.
I'm betting they wouldn't.
They probably wouldn't have. They probably would have.
But I could have pulled something, like Jesus told me to come over here.
Oh yeah, you could have. You probably would have got a sympathy picture, and then you would have felt like, did I really need this like that bad?
Yeah.
Didn't you see Luke Falk one year at church?
Yeah, that was freshman year, WSU, and a bunch of us decided to throw on a nice shirt and go to mass in Easter Sunday.
Yep.
And they were holding it in the classroom, the auditorium, Todd 116, and so we're like, yeah, we'll go, whatever. We go and sit down, and right in front of us, like a bunch of football players walk in and
you
sit
could
down,
tell
like
too.
right in front, and all their girlfriends, and the pastor, like 5-10 minutes into the service, goes, I want everybody to turn around or look around and introduce themselves to somebody they've never met before.
Oh.
And right away, my guy Andy Hogan, shout out to Andy Hogan.
Yeah.
He went right for my man Luke Falk. He did. He stepped over the seats in front of us, went right for him.
He wasn't getting away.
Hey Luke, I'm Andy.
What?
Got a quick picture with him. I believe that picture.
It's a valiant effort
somewhere. It's pretty funny because Luke Falk is looking displeased. I mean, he's got a smile on, but no, it was fun, and I think I wish I had some of Andy's willingness to throw caution to the wind. And
who'd you meet?
Go talk to somebody. Not really anybody.
You can't remember who you turned around and said what up to?
Might have just been a dude behind me.
That's that's reaching out and knowing someone. That person a little bit more. That's cool.
That's true. Yeah.
It could have been a football player, but it's all right.
So my mom but just right next to Ariana Grande last night.
Yeah.
She is always meeting famous people, I swear. She met Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes,
that one
at the
time.
store, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it wasn't like a meet and greet. You don't pay to see him or anything. I feel like that's kind of a cop out.
It's
to go
like,
see a celebrity and you got to pay, like
Yeah.
going to like a shoe store or something. And
It's
they're
a little
signing
different.
Autographs, a little bit different. No, she's literally. This was years ago, but Ellen was still huge, and
Ellen
she
still is pretty fucking huge.
yeah, and it was. They were in some clothing store in downtown LA. They were just visiting, and there's Ellen and her wife just shopping. Right?
Wow.
And they're like, well, we gotta go talk to her. So they go talk to her, and just says super nice, like made time to like talk to them, take a picture or whatever. And then she gave them tickets to her show. She's all and she's like, oh, you guys are in town, you coming to the show tomorrow? And they're like, oh, we didn't get tickets. And she's like, oh, that's fine. And she gives
That's
them
fucking
tickets,
awesome.
and
That's
got a picture
amazing.
with them. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, we go to California, me, you, and some friends, and we bump into a guy who's dressed as Jesus Christ playing Sex and Candy.
Rock and roll Jesus.
That's probably the most
Yeah.
famous person we saw. Wait, did we see anyone famous
I
when we
don't
went on that
think
trip?
so, man. I don't think so.
We did see a famous fucking pouting session by our friend Ryan, though. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, we saw a lot of things.
Never once have I seen an 18-year-old man throw a temper tantrum. I love the guy, but wow.
He was pretty mad.
He's pretty mad.
Nobody hates San Francisco as much as that guy.
That guy was just having a shit day. He just thought it was really just a shit town. There's a lot of people like that in anything, just whether it be sports, whether it be living, whether it be at work. And I think it's really interesting because I know one sport you play a lot is golf. And there's different ranges of people. What would you say is like the common person of golf? I know we're going kind of sports way, but
Common person, what do you mean by like a famous person who golfs, or like a...
more of like what kind of people do you see at the golf course?
Oh, I see.
Like the most common, like when you go to the gym, you see guys dressed up with the
yeah.
sleeves. What is that equivalent to golf? Like someone who has a really
people.
old people,
Yeah,
like 70 or like
or older.
wow.
Yeah, old people.
Okay.
That's the thing in common with golf, and I don't really have a lot in common with 70-year-old people.
No.
So it's weird that I think I find golf enjoyable, but I'm not the only one who finds
No,
it
you're not.
enjoyable. His friend Brock golfs, and
Get my cousin Darian golfs, Breland golfs.
yeah. I've seen you guys at Battle Creek
They love it.
occasionally, and back in the hometown, and I know Brian's been trying to get out golfing, and it is a lot of fun. I think the problem with golf for people our age, younger people, is just that it's super expensive.
Yeah, it is.
And kids don't have a lot of money, and so they're not going to spend it on something. Like golf's really expensive. I mean, you need clubs first of all, and clubs are ridiculous.
Do clubs get old?
Yeah. I mean, a set of golf clubs will last you your whole life.
Oh, okay.
I mean, obviously you don't want clubs from 1900 because they're made out of wood and don't hit very far. But it's like my brother's clubs are hand-me-downs. Mine were hand-me-downs, and they're anyway. But so yeah, you got a set of clubs, and then you actually got to go golfing. They're charging $40 a round for 18 holes that's a cheap golf course.
That is.
And it's fun though. I mean, you golf for 4 or 5 hours, and when you're with your bros, it's super fun.
Yeah.
Fuck around on the golf carts, and have a few brews, and you're just kind of chilling. That's what's cool about golf is like, it's physical, but it's not, something super intense. You can kind of chill while you do it. So
You can have conversations rather than when you're playing football. You can't really say, how was your day, bro? And the thing is, I think that's why a lot of people get discouraged when playing it is, money. Because you look at it like basketball. You buy a basketball, you find a court, and you're good.
pair of shoes,
Yeah, I guess, you're right. Pair of shoes. Soccer's the same way. You just get a soccer ball, some cleats. I mean, every sport's pretty expensive, though. But
that's true.
I would say golf is up there, and along with any winter sport, for damn sure.
Winter sport, yeah.
Winter sports
are super expensive.
Winter sports are super
Expensive.
expensive.
A lot of equipment.
Yeah, because I know you're a skier. What is it like going up to the slopes every other year or every year?
It's just unlike anything else that there is. I mean, the closest thing that I can sort of attribute it to is it's sort of a mix of hiking and then like skating almostly.
All right.
And I say that because going up into the mountains is so beautiful. And just seeing everything covered in snow, and usually you're up somewhere where it's super gorgeous, and so it's sort of like hiking in that way.
Yeah.
But then the motion itself is, it requires a ton of finesse and balance and all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's really hard. It's hard to pick up. I know there are people who can do it. Like our buddy Cameron just went up, started snowboarding, and he picked it up in a couple days. But I know he's had experience skating and surfing, and I think it's pretty similar to those things. Yeah, it's similar to skateboarding, similar to surfing. It's just that the snow is the surface, and it's a lot of fun, but that's super expensive too.
Yeah,
it's hard to get up,
and we don't live close to it either, too. Because I bet you that's a big issue too. Because it's 3 hours to get up there.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 3 hours from where we're from. Even from here, about 3 hours as well. Probably even longer.
Get a crappy winter.
Yeah,
and then the skiing shit anyway, because it's just icy up there. There's not a whole lot of snow, and that's not fun. So
when you fall, it's like you're falling into fucking gravel.
Well, it's way easier to fall on ice than
powder.
Powder, yeah. That's why people like it.
Do you like the environment of skiing? Is it douchey out there? Is it, because I know when I go play basketball, there could be cool people playing, there could be douchey people playing. Is there ever edges like that?
I mean, I think with everything, there's gonna be a few douchebags in just about every sport. But I don't know. I don't think it's too bad. It's kind of similar. Like a lot of people that skateboard also snowboard.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you think about
get a lot of the
skate
bros.
culture, yeah, you get kind of guys like that. But then you get people from all walks of life too, because skiing, sort of like golfing, is one of those things that I think is regarded as like a old rich person thing. Old rich white guy, used to ski. And so anyway, I mean, you get all kinds of people.
Yeah. How many people like Shaun White do you see? Do you see a lot of Shaun White hair?
Like really good, or just the hair?
The hair.
Oh,
not much.
I mean, sometimes.
The Shaun White hair.
You meet some interesting characters when you meet people on the lift.
Yeah.
Because usually the lifts are pretty big, so you get paired up with people you don't know, and you meet some pretty cool dudes on the lift. Pretty laid back dudes. Some
what kind of, like, just shaka bruh kind of guys?
Yeah.
But that's cool, though. It makes it more fun. And then you're like, hey, I'm kind of doing the same thing this guy's doing. Right. And I love that environment. It's really cool to see people like that.
Yeah.
Because it makes you appreciate the sport more. And sometimes it can make you be like, fuck, I'm one of them. Like, but who the fuck cares at that point? Because you're up there having a good time. Yeah. And hiking has actually been something I've wanted to do, lately, ever since I went up last time with Ryan and Katie. Yeah. It's just super fun. Like you said, you get up there. Yes, it's kind of a shithole walking up with a backpack, but it's a different experience when you're up there, because it's like, wow, we're up here. There's nobody else here. Maybe a couple other hikers, but it's a different experience.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of almost slept on sometimes. Yeah. Because especially with where we live. We live in an area of the world with some of the best hiking, and literally we're talking like the most beautiful terrain you've ever seen. Like, I can guarantee it, some of these hikes. It's like, you don't, if you think about it, like, sit here right now and like think about what's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, like the most beautiful landscape you've ever seen.
Being up in the mountains.
Sure. And I guarantee you some of these hikes are going to be, that's going to be it. Yeah. There's some of the lakes up there, and it's so untouched, and it's so otherworldly. And it's not even that far away. You probably have to drive an hour or so just to get out to a trail, and then the trail, if it's a great hike, it's going to be really tough. And if you're staying up there, your pack's going to make it really hard. But it's nothing compared to
what you're getting
what
out of
you're
it.
getting out of it. Exactly. Yeah, backpacking for me has just been super fun the last couple years, and I'm trying to do more of it. So
We're still talking about it today, and that's the thing. Like, you know, if you're able to pull something like that from just memorable experiences in nature, I feel like stick out a lot. Just because it's like, well, it's like we almost kind of go back and kind of step in the primal root of it.
Yep.
Yes, obviously we had food that was pre-made and stuff like that, but
right.
when you're hiking up a mountain and I used your life straw and you're getting water from a fucking creek, it just feels like you're back in time a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's therapeutic because you get to like reset.
Therapeutic. Yeah. The life straw is cool. I remember when I first got that. Yeah. It's, you know, because you always, if you've ever been hiking, you know, you see a stream or a lake and you go, oh, that looks really, you know, cold and delicious. You know,
Yeah.
whatever. And you know that there's like bacteria and stuff in there, so you can't drink it. But that's what's super satisfying about a little filter bag or a life straw or something. You just lean down and drink out of it. It's so cold, ice cold, and
Just perfect.
Yep. It's super cool.
Tell me about your time that you went up hiking with, was it Jake and Ryan where you got sick by drinking some the water guy? Tell me about that whole trip. What was that about?
The first, it's the first backpacking trip that we went on as bros. I think that was a lot of years ago now.
That was a while ago
now. Yeah. And none of us were prepared whatsoever. I mean, we'd gone a couple times with my dad before, but we didn't really know what we were doing. So we chose this hike in the Central Cascades called Blanca Lake, and it was super beautiful, but it was like raining the whole time. And none of us really packed appropriately. I packed somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
Jake packed like a 15-pound bag. He had nothing. He literally brought nothing. And then Ryan brought like an 80-pound backpack. Like, he brought his house with him.
So you guys averaged out pretty well.
We did average out pretty well, but yeah, he brought way too much stuff. Jake didn't bring enough. I didn't bring enough either, actually. But the rain wasn't exactly the problem. The problem was that at the end of the hike, there's a stream crossing.
Okay.
Like a pretty long one. And you could get across on these logs, but
with a bag on your back.
Yeah, it was super slippery, so you were falling off, and so we got wet from that, and then it was raining, and we didn't bring enough extra clothes, and so we were freezing our asses off the whole time. Yeah, that was a really cold 24 hours that we were out there, but big learning experience.
Yes.
So I think Ryan since then has improved his packing. I have also improved my packing. So, but no, backpacking is a lot of fun, and I haven't been on any huge trips, like week long or anything.
Yeah.
But that's something I might look into doing soon, because same thing, you can just see so much more the longer you're out there. So
a fucking week would be insane. We were only up at Gothic for a night, and that was we were up there a day.
I think it was just one night.
Was it one night? Yeah, you're right. It was one night. And that was the one fucking shitty thing, though, about being up there is the only complaint I ever have is the bugs, because the bugs are the no mercy, dude. They don't fucking give it. You're in their woods now,
Yeah, well, that's part of that untouched thing we were talking about.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Fucking mosquitoes the size of our fucking eyeballs. Fucking
Horseflies. Yeah,
horseflies.
Biting flies. Those things are fun.
Dicks. Or what was those little fucking rat things that were making sounds up?
Pikas?
The pikas? Yeah. they were fucking making so much sound when we went to
love those
Yachty.
They like to hide in the rocks, and then they come out.
I swear I saw one do it. I swear to God.
Yeah, they're super hard to see, but if you look real close, you can probably find a few.
But yeah, the thing is about hikes, though, is just having the backpack changes everything. I'm sure if we hiked it, it would have been way easier.
Oh, for sure.
But when you have a 45-pound backpack on, it's going to be different regardless of the fact of who or what you have on you.
Right.
And that's one of the harder hikes, I feel like, in that area, for damn sure. I haven't been on any. I've been on
it's
like
a tough one.
Lake 22. What's the one that's next to it that's really hard?
Lake 22 is the hardest hike in
Lake 22. Don't sleep on Lake 22. It's actually the hardest thing ever.
Yeah.
Not paved.
I don't know. I don't know the one you're talking about. I know Mount Pilchuck's right next to it.
Mount Pilchuck was
Other
like
lake too.
it was like you and Jake were talking about it in that video where he's like, you're like you did something like this.
That was Blanca Lake.
Blanca Lake.
That was that, and that's not quite in that area. That's
Mhm.
that's farther south.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How far is that one out?
That's a ways away. It's pretty close to Stevens Pass.
Fuck.
The closest civilization is Skycomish, if you know where that is.
That's fucking deep.
Yeah, it's a ways out there
Yeah.
for sure. And once you turn off, actually, might have been off I-90. I can't remember. Somewhere in the Central Cascades, but I remember once you turned off the highway, it was like a 15-mile forest road too. You had to go. It was a long forest road. I remember when we went, we almost ran out of gas on the way back.
From where? From hiking?
From Blanc Lake, from the trailhead. We almost didn't make it back to gas. We would have had to push that thing up this forest road. We would have been screwed.
Wait, so on top of you guys being freezing ass on that same one,
Yeah.
you guys almost ran out of gas as
we
well.
did almost run out of gas.
Was it the red Jeep?
It was the red Jeep.
Wow.
It was the GPOS. And for those who are not acquainted, there was this Jeep my friend Ryan had. And we called it the GPOS, the Grand piece of shit, because it was a Grand Cherokee, but it was not the best car. I think he likes it, but
He it's like a like that he has to like it, kind of like, I feel like.
the bacon.
But didn't we all have bad first cars though? I mean, you look at all of our first cars. Like all of our first cars were pretty shit. I mean, my Trailblazer I felt like was pretty good. I lasted for a while. But
I had a Taurus, 2002 Taurus.
yeah, and that was handed down to you from your grandma?
It was my grandma's first, and then my brother had it, and then he gave it to me. I drove that thing for a while, actually.
Do you miss it?
A little bit.
Really? What
Yeah.
do you miss about it? 'Cause I know there's some things I miss about my Blazer.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, you think about like going from an SUV to a sedan like that. So you went from an SUV to a sedan.
Yeah.
You went from a sedan to an SUV, and they're two totally different cars, really. There's luxury SUVs, but I've had two 4Runners since then.
Yeah.
And neither of them particularly new. So, I mean, new cars are different, but I missed the ride in my Taurus. It was super comfortable. Yeah. It was easier to get in and out of, which again sounds like an old man thing, but
We're getting old.
It was super. The seats were super comfortable, and the sound system was actually pretty good. I'm trying to remember why my grandma had a sound system that good in her car, but she did.
Could she hear well? Did she have to get like a better one to
I
hear?
don't think so. I think it was just like a nicer package probably she got.
You had the
So-
Scotia in there.
I remember the Scotia. That was before Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Bluetooth radio was in there, and then and once it came out, I couldn't afford a Bluetooth radio, so it was, I had the Scotia in there, a little FM transmitter thing. Those things would break like every month or
Dude.
something, and I just went right back to Staples and bought another
I bought
one.
4 of those things.
God,
I
they were
fucking-
shitty. They were the only ones that worked. We didn't have any other choice.
I remember I tried to get like
Listen
the
to the
cheaper.
radio,
I
but-
tried to get like the cheaper one, the cheaper Scotia. Ass, just cheeks like
Yeah,
that.
they didn't even work.
It never skimp out.
And
then,
they're like $40 too. the
Yeah.
Scotias. Yeah, they're fucking garbage.
with my
you're
Blazer,
wrong.
it would always get it. Like my AC adapter was kind of weak, so it
Yeah.
kind of give out a little bit.
They're
But-
fucking annoying.
Yeah, going from an SUV to a sedan was insane. Like I miss just being able to throw shit in my trunk.
That's true. You get a lot
You know,
of space.
just fucking throw your shit back there, and that's super nice. But obviously, the thing I love the most about my new car is the gas. That's a
The gas
big
mileage,
thing.
Yeah.
And
the gas mileage in my Taurus is pretty shitty too.
you were getting probably the same amount as me, if not a little bit more. Probably 17.
Not your Camry.
Not my
now.
Camry,
No,
my
no.
Blazer.
Yeah.
You're probably getting 20, would you say?
That's a
15?
little generous. Yeah. I would go
10?
16 maybe. Which for a car that small, that was pretty awful.
You know,
It was a great first car. Though. I love that
very.
car.
Here's the thing: people need to quit crying about their first car not being fucking
You
fantastic.
need to have a junker.
You need to have a junk car.
My kids are gonna have junkers.
Yeah, they're gonna have bad cars because it makes you appreciate your new cars even more.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I think that's really a big thing. I'm not saying my Blazer was a piece of shit, but I'm just saying There was things in the Blazer that I didn't have because it was a first car that I have now that I appreciate way more. A speedometer being one of them.
Yeah.
Doors that open from the inside.
Doors that open. I think, I just think it makes people appreciate it. There's a lot of good reasons why first cars should be shitty, you know, and like we said, you know, you appreciate things more, but also, you know, if you crash it, which whatever the statistics are, I know crash rates are the highest
when
from
you're
whatever 16 to 21 or whatever. So, why would you want somebody to crash something nice? So, yeah. But
I couldn't imagine getting like a 2019 car even now. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd love one, but it's just like it's almost kind of a little bit intimidating.
Right.
Even the car I have now is almost a little intimidating. You know, it's only 2012. I'm not trying to sound like a brat or anything. I think it's, you know, it's only 2012, but damn, dude, if I was a 2019 Camry, it'd be weird looking. Like, to me, it would be almost kind of intimidating.
Right. And
I think I appreciate having the car I have now because I was able to have that, you know, and that's a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's just it's important to have a shitty first car.
And people who start out with cars, I'm pretty sure have learned a lot from it. But that's the thing. With anything, you should kind of start out. And here's another rant thing. Nobody's good at anything when they first start.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And like, or think of it like this. Like when you say I were to go in a jiu-jitsu class and you get there and you're like, wow, I'm never going to be good at this. But that's the thing about getting better at things is like seeing the light through it and seeing that you're going to eventually be that good. Because obviously, like it's not going to be pretty all the time, you know?
Yeah. I feel that.
Obviously, there's people who are blessed with the, you know, opportunity to be good at some things randomly, like video games. Some Brian can fucking pick up anything.
I'm thinking of Brian Bordenero, who just about picks up anything he wants, and he's really good at it.
And
so
that's
guys
the thing.
Like that, fuck you, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm good at everything. You know, but no, it is. It's good to struggle with things, especially when you're learning them, because I think it makes you way stronger.
Yeah, and
So
the thing is with people is when they're bad, they have really weak skin. And speaking of weak skin,
thin skin,
thin skin is something I think 2019 is a big thing right now because we got celebrities that are lashing out at people who are not doing anything with their lives. They're tweeting at them. You know what I mean? Like these people are just chilling, living their lives, and for instance, Kevin Durant being one of them.
Well, okay, here's the thing, and before I talk about KD, I just in this day and age of the internet, when I first got a Twitter account, the coolest thing to me was that you're sharing the same space as the famous people, right? They have the same account as you do. They've got millions more followers, but theoretically,
they're doing the same thing.
You could have a conversation with this celebrity on Twitter, and some people have, and it's super cool. On the other side of that, there are people who have made it their life's goal to piss off certain celebrities. You all know what I'm talking about. They're called trolls, right? And trolls
living under their
everybody is a troll, and everybody has trolled people because it's fun. And especially fun when it's a famous person, right? This is a person with millions more dollars than you, followers. Everything about them is a higher level of status than you. However, you can still piss them off if you try hard enough. And it's the rules of trolls. And you would think that celebrities would get over it by now, right? And some do. Some are good.
Some just don't even think about it.
Yeah, because whatever they tweet, there's going to be some dude with an egg as his profile picture.
The egg profile picture.
And he's going to be saying, oh, you're fucking fat. You know, like Eddie Lacy, one of the football players who is definitely put on a lot of weight. And he would tweet like, hey, good morning. It's going to be a wonderful day. And then right after 5 tweets going, you're fat.
From eggs.
From eggs, right. Well, and okay, so Eddie Lacy's not the best example, but Kevin Durant's one where...
Arguably the best player in the NBA.
Arguably the best player in the National Basketball Association, and this dude gets butthurt win eggs. Okay, these are people who wake up and go, who am I gonna try to piss off today? Right? You know, because and it's just like, how immature can you be to go, oh, I'm not letting this guy show me up.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody on Twitter goes, oh, they gotcha, KD. You know, they called you a snake.
You're not obligated.
Yeah, no, I got to respond to this guy. Otherwise, I'm going to look weak, right? That's what I assume that's what's going through his head. And so he goes, tweets at him, gonna make more money than you ever make in your whole life. Ooh, got him.
Got him. Yeah.
All you did was sink to their level. Prove them right, by the way. And now they're just gonna do it again.
And they're gonna keep coming at him.
Oh yeah, they're gonna keep coming.
Like that. He had a conversation with some guy for like hours. Remember? Like on Instagram, it was just like
some
hours.
random dude.
It was just like back and forth, like
Yeah.
whoa, blah, 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 and then
Yeah, get over it. And we've talked about this. It's easier for me to say because I don't.
Yeah.
Like
same.
we were talking about earlier in the show, it's like being famous would be shitty. You
Yeah.
know, there's people everywhere and always talking to you and everything. But you know what doesn't suck about being famous?
millions of dollars,
Millions of dollars.
millions of followers.
Being able to buy whatever you want. Say money can't buy happiness.
Damn
A
well
guy
help.
who had no money said that. that's my hot take of the day. But no, they've got millions of dollars. Yes, I don't know what it's like to be hated on, essentially.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think it's real hate. That's the problem. It's not really.
They're doing it for attention.
They're doing it for attention. They're doing it to elicit a response. They're not doing it to put down the person in any way. Like, I mean, they are, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just they're just doing it to get a rise. And anyway, that's my thing. Is that I think these celebrities they need to grow some thicker skin. It's not hard. It's really not. It's just don't respond to the trolls.
You're feeding him.
Yeah, you are.
feeding
Exactly
trolls.
what you're doing. Yeah.
It's like when you feed a cat, it's gonna come back somewhere, some other way. And you know, and the weird thing is like these people will troll, like you said, they don't do it out of heart. Because like, remember that one thing when Melvin Gordon was in a taxi cab, and he's like, man,
Yeah.
what do you think about the Chargers, man?
Yeah.
And he was in Baltimore, and the guy's like, oh, fuck them, man. That Melvin Gordon guy, he can't even stay healthy or something. And he's all, I'm Melvin Gordon, and he's like, what? Well, let me get a picture. And he's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Anymore.
yeah, like. It's just people, you could tell people only do it to have something to say. And I feel like that's another thing about 2019 is people just want something to say.
15 seconds of fame.
Yes. 15 seconds of fame.
And people will notice them.
Oh, that person. They instantly have something to say about them just to be incorporated into the conversation. You know what I mean? I feel like some people don't just have true opinions anymore. They just go into the aspect of instantly going against you. And that's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
It's not a debate.
Well, I feel like with the celebrities, it's just like, it's like anything else. Celebrities are people, and like people, there's a variety of different kind of people that are famous, you know? There are douchebags. There are really nice people, you know? There's all kinds of things. And I think a lot of people just sort of lump celebrities into one category and go, well, they're famous, so they're uptight, or they're a dick, they don't want to talk to anybody, and it's just not true, so...
It's weird to look at it like that, too. And in the aspect of music, there's a lot of musicians who you look at and you're like, oh, that guy's a douche. And then you listen to their music and then you're totally hypnotized. Not hypnotized, but you think differently of them. Like,
Sure.
for instance, like you look at a heavy metal artist that does screamo. You're like, oh, this guy's probably a douchebag. He does all these drugs. And he's probably the coolest guy ever.
That's what the lead singer of, Slipknot is a notoriously nice dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
you're like, Slipknot music, and you're like, that's like the type of music that you're like playing on Guitar Hero.
super aggressive.
Super
right?
aggressive. The people at concerts are like arguably killing each other.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, though. But then you could have like, what's that guy's name that he's a douche? He was on the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. Van Morrison. Isn't he a dick or something like that? Like a hardcore douche?
Notorious douchebag.
Yeah.
Van Morrison. Which is a shame because he makes some good-ass music, man. Like some of my favorite songs. That
Like
dude
good heart
wrote.
music, too.
He makes really good music and like super happy and uplifting, and then apparently he's just like, he doesn't play certain venues or certain concerts because there's got to be like a certain amount of people. He's got to get paid a certain amount. I guess when people have gone up to him on the street, he won't even give them the time of day. It's just, I've heard he's kind of a dick.
Douche.
Just too bad. But that brings up something interesting I always thought about, is separating the art from the artist. And do, is that okay? Because I used to think it wasn't. I used to say, well, no, you can't separate the art from the artist. They are one and the same, right? And then as I got older, I started to lighten up a little bit, and now I'm sort of leaning towards, that's okay, separating the art from the artist. Just because you listen to the art, you see the art, you support the art, doesn't mean you support the things behind it. And I think that's really important. You have super extreme cases, like fucking XXX Tentacion, right? Where dude was probably not a very good person, right?
So where do you sit with his music?
It's good. I mean, his last couple albums, they're low key, but it's good music, and there are people, well, you can't listen to it. I'm not listening to it. He's a trash human being, whatever. And it's like, that's true, but, if the art makes you feel a certain way, then feel that way, It's like you shouldn't have to shun that out, what I mean? Like, where do you stand on that?
This is actually a really sensitive subject for some people. I'm glad you actually brought it up, because there's a person I listen to, and it's R. Kelly. He has fantastic music, but you look at that and you see the shit he's done, and it's almost hard to look at the music and think the same way.
Right.
And I do not condone anything R. Kelly has done.
Sure.
I don't know if it's true. I don't know anything. I don't stand by it. But his music, there's some, like, when Ignition comes on,
nobody's gonna be skipping the remix to Ignition.
Nobody's skipping Ignition. Everyone will say it when you're just hanging out. But if you're at a party and I see you dancing to it, you're caving. So don't get mad at me when I have I Believe I Could Fly on.
Sure.
As an Ice Age.
Right.
Give up.
Yeah, R. Kelly's, a rather extreme example.
Yes.
And people, they're just, well, you can't support,
or you're supporting him
like that. Yeah, you're condoning their actions. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not condoning any actions.
Came out 10 years ago.
It's like,
fuck
before
you.
We didn't even know anything.
Yeah.
And what are we supposed to, now that we know, we're supposed to stop liking their music? You can't even control that.
It's hard, and
people want to make you feel bad for it, and I don't think that's right.
And it's just too, like, this is just a story that got publicized too.
Sure.
What if someone, like, their music they listen to, their person that they like didn't do shit, or did something crazy, and it just didn't hit the press?
We just don't know about it.
You know,
I'm a firm believer that all brilliant people, this is my dad's theory actually, but all brilliant people are a little fucked up in some way. Michael Jackson, probably one of the most incredible musicians to ever live. He probably liked little kids. All right, we don't know exactly what happens. My mom has a theory that he had the emotional maturity of a kid, and so, like, he related to him more.
Okay.
But regardless, there are probably some icky things going on, but he was this incredible musician, and I feel like a lot of really talented people, it's like there's almost a trade-off,
Okay.
It's like you can be really, really talented, but you're going to be really socially awkward, or you're going to, that kind of a thing, and it's a little weird human nature thing. But
that makes sense, though. I mean, so I know you're a big Beatles guy. Would you say any of those guys are fucked up? Because I know you know all four of them pretty well.
John Lennon was a weird dude.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I'm so sad that he's dead, because I would just love to see what he'd be doing right now, He's super weird. I don't think he did anything.
Were they all the same age? Arguably?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all a couple years apart. I think George and Ringo were like 16 when they met each other. Yeah. And then the other two were 19 or 20, so they're pretty close. But John Lennon was super weird. Obviously, and also one of the greatest musicians of all time, but I don't think he did anything legal or like shady, anything like that. But you could definitely see when he did interviews and stuff, he's kind of weird. He kind of wasn't all the way there.
Yeah. He was kind of awkward on the interviews I did see with him.
Yeah. Super interesting dude, though.
Yeah.
Just has super eccentric worldview, and he really, really fought for peace and everything, and it's just sad when you lose a guy like that. It was like we lost Tom Petty a couple years ago, man, and
dude,
that was a dude that whatever you thought about his music, whatever you thought about it, he was just a good dude. He fought for the right choice, and anyway, yeah, that was super sad.
He was a good dude, man. He was my first concert I went to. Saw him at the Gorge, and I sat on grass steps, and I didn't really know much of his music except for his main 5 that I know, but it made me appreciate him a lot more seeing him live. It's truly a different experience going to concerts, because I know you've been to many concerts too.
I love concerts, and
it's truly an amazing feeling. And one thing I could complain about them is the sense of like citizenship or being civil. Because a lot of people like to forget that they live in a country when they're at a concert, and I understand because people are drugged up, people are
sure.
But a lot of people, you go to a music festival, you go to a concert, people are shitting on walls. It's like, dude, like, what are you, like, did you forget we're all here?
I do feel that maybe isn't necessarily a music thing and more of just a people thing.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people in one place, shit like that happens, no matter what the event is, no, dude, I love concerts. Concerts to me, I live for concerts, man. It's like if I live for good concerts, I should say that, because I've been to some bad ones, and
what's the worst one you've been to?
Repeat.
If you don't mind me asking.
We saw Lil Yachty at the Cubs Senior Ballroom here at WSU my freshman year, and that was about as good as you think.
I mean, Lil Yachty has some good songs, but the people,
it wasn't a pleasant experience at all.
Did he even sound like his music? Because I know there's a lot of artists who don't sound like their songs.
A little bit.
You sound really let down.
It was pretty bad, yeah. But no, for me, like, I will. They're super expensive, which is the problem. But for me, I will never ever regret buying concert tickets, spending the money. It's like $150 on anything else. You think about that before you do it. You think about that decision. You think about your bank account and everything else. And you do with concerts too. But I never afterwards gone, I shouldn't have done that. All the good concerts I've been to, they are incredible experiences that you will remember for the rest of your life if it's a good concert. So, even if it's a bad concert.
Yeah. Would you say that with a lot of things experience-wise, though? Because I feel like when I buy things as an experience, I have a lot more fun. But don't get me wrong, I have fun with products that I buy.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of the times I will not hesitate to buy an experience.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
You can kind of expand that into a trip, a vacation, or travel. Yeah. Definitely. I think when you spend money on experiences and instead of just things, I think you remember that for a lot longer.
Yeah, because I could look at my Xbox and say, that brought me a lot of joy. But, I'm able to pull something from our senior trip that we took way easier than I'm able to pull, like, the first time I got, like, a Fortnite dub on fucking Xbox,
Yeah, but I think, like, an Xbox, though, like, that encourages experiences.
It does. It's half and half.
It's an experience box is what it is, and Microsoft should pick that up. The experience box.
Whoa. You better trademark that, bro. You better trademark
anyway, no, but it does. So it's like when you buy a gaming console like that and you can play with your bros.
True.
And, that kind of a thing. That's sort of fostering that experience thing we were talking about.
So we've heard your worst concert. What is your best one then? Because I know you've been to quite a few.
Yeah. My taste in music is definitely a lot different than most kids our age. So, a lot of the concerts I've been to have been older artists, classic rock and that kind of a thing. But I mean, you get, with artists that big, you get, the stadium experience and all that. So,
Hella people.
Yeah, I mean,
Heads.
thousands. Yeah, for sure. And I would say, saw Tom Petty in Seattle a couple years ago, right before he died. And
Safeco or CenturyLink?
it was at Safeco Field. Yeah, now known as T-Mobile Park.
Wait, they changed? What?
Yeah.
Is this a new thing?
Yeah, the Safeco Field's called T-Mobile Park now. Yeah,
what? I didn't know that.
It's all purple and stuff.
What?
Yeah, it's
that's
crazy.
super cool. Okay, sorry.
No, it's all good.
You learn something new every
Park,
day.
Right?
T-Mobile Park.
That was pretty cool. Saw the Rolling Stones in San Diego, which was also really cool. The dudes are living legends. And then I saw Paul McCartney in Seattle as well. And that was also at Safeco Field, and that was pretty damn cool. So you hear songs from these dudes' catalogs are 60 years long.
Yeah,
it's like any other artist that's close to our age. They've been making music for what, 2 years, 3 years, maybe a little bit more if it's like somebody big like a Beyonce or Taylor Swift or something. But these dudes they've got 60-year-long catalogs, so they could play a song they literally wrote in 1960.
They know every word.
Every single word, every single note, and then go to a song that they wrote the other day. So
that's talent.
It's really cool.
That's one thing I've always kind of admired about artists. Yeah, I know like they have their set tracks that they're going to know what's coming up next, but they know every word to their song. Like, and I know they wrote their song and they listened to it 1,000 times, but still to know every word.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I could do that when I listen to just my favorite artists. I could listen to, I know all the favorite, my favorite parts and the lyrics, but that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
I think they practice more than we think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fucking.
Not the old guys, but when they're younger.
Fucking, if we go back, like some people who take it that seriously, Jimi Hendrix slept with his guitar.
Yeah, he did.
That guy was in love with his fucking guitar, dude. Like, that guy's arguably the best guitarist of all time, and you see how far he went. Like, if you're sleeping with
I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about the best guitarist of all time, and because I was reading a little bit about it, and I was like, it's probably him, but can it really be anybody else? And I was looking it up, and no, it's not. It's him for sure.
Yeah.
The dude could play his guitar opposite-handed and behind his back.
Yeah.
And
that's fucking upside down, left-handed.
Yep, just insane, absolutely insane. And I've always said, if I could go back in time to any moment in history, anywhere, and experience anything, it would probably be Woodstock in 1969.
When he opened, or no,
probably
he
closed. I think he was the last guy to play, and he got on at like some ungodly time, like 4 a.m.
People
or
still
something,
went.
And everybody was asleep, and then everybody started coming out because they were hearing his guitar screaming, and
that gives me goosebumps, bro.
Oh, dude, I can't imagine. Just would have been legendary. And one of his like amps like caught on fire in the middle of the set. It was just absolutely nuts. The coolest thing about Woodstock though is I think if anybody died, it's like 1 or 2 people due to like weird like old age or heart attack or something.
Okay.
But I think
Heat
of
stroke.
like the 500,000 people that were there, like nobody died.
Weird.
Super weird.
That's weird,
right?
though.
It's really weird.
Because people back then were taking acid.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have medicine
rolling
as good as we do now.
And concerts these days, they don't let in that many people. Coachella doesn't let in 500,000 people because people would die. Because that's too many people in too small space.
Would people actually fucking die? Is that really the reason? That's the reason they have a limit.
Dude, people die at festivals every single year. You just don't really hear about it. People, have strokes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, nobody wants to. Yeah, they hush that up. Nobody wants to hear about that, but it totally happens. But Woodstock, I don't know if everybody was just smoking the ganj or what.
Maybe.
Supposedly. Yeah, and like 2 people were born too.
What?
So like the population increased
in the area.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? We lost people and we brought 2 new lives in the world.
Didn't kill anybody, but there's 2 more.
We brought 2 more. We equalized what was going on. So
it's crazy.
Has people died at Sasquatch?
I don't think so. I not the, and it's very possible. I know they've had some problems at Watershed.
Okay.
Sasquatch, I think, is a tamer crowd.
Okay.
So same thing.
What do you mean by
Everybody's-
tamer?
Everybody's smoking the ganj, and
Oh, okay.
it's sort of tamer
Tame.
music. It's R&B, it's alternative.
True.
It's it's not. And then it's funny because we talked about this too, but there's 3 huge festivals that happen at this gorge venue in
Okay.
Washington that we talk about every year, and there's more, but these are the 3 main ones, and it was Sasquatch, Watershed, and Paradiso, right? Super different crowds, all 3 of them.
Yes.
Sasquatch has since disbanded. It's gone. They're not doing it anymore, which is sad.
Because nobody went? Is that what it was?
Their ticket sales were going down every year. Yeah, I think so. Well, the
gay.
lineups were shitty, and
Yeah.
they were charging too much money, and people were like, "Yeah, I'm not paying $350, but I'm not, gonna pay a Coachella price
To see
go
one
to
band."
exactly. So, but the crowds are so different. And Paradiso, the reason why they don't have too many problems is everybody is on drugs. Everybody's rolling, right? But rave culture is more.
You can like a song easier, I feel like.
Well, these people are functional on these drugs, right?
Yeah.
These people have done this before,
Yeah.
right? Watershed, the contrast to Watershed is that it's super hot. It's a lot of people who maybe aren't necessarily country fans, don't go to a ton of concerts, right? And they drink a shit ton of beer and alcohol and no water, and everybody has heat stroke. And everybody passes out because nobody's drinking water and nobody's experienced. Like, you're not going to go...
Fucking idiots.
Well, yeah, but
Honestly.
you're not going to go, my first concert is going to be Paradiso. My first
No,
ever concert.
yeah.
You're not going to say, I'm going to go there and take a bunch of drugs and that's going to be my first concert.
Walk around naked.
Watershed is way more accessible. Like, okay, I could go to
Yeah.
Watershed, right? And so people are less experienced, and that's why
That makes
they
total
do have a ton of
sense,
problems.
actually.
I don't know if people die, but I know the
The
medical tents are just overrun every year. So
People
it's a
need to
mess.
fucking drink water, bro.
It's not hard.
It's not hard to drink
Drink
fucking
some water.
water. It's our world is 70% water. I know you can't drink it all, but still, I'm tired of that. And the thing is with the concerts, I really wanted to go to Sasquatch when the Cure was there. That was
that was a
what,
good year.
junior year? It's our
Yeah.
junior year?
High school.
And that was the one year I wanted to go, but then after every other year, it was like it slowly started going down.
Yeah, they.
You were going to go last year.
They
Who was
kinda
it last
peaked
year?
in like 2013, 2014.
Who was it
They had
last
really
year?
good lineups. Last year, I believe.
Was Pac there?
Yep, Anderson .Paak was there, which is one of the main reasons I wanted to go. And then I'm trying to remember who headlined last year. I don't even really remember.
Yeah, because you were a step away from
the
going.
year before it was Chance, Frank Ocean,
Yeah.
and 21 Pilots, but
And
then
Childish.
Frank Ocean bailed.
Oh, yeah. Frank Ocean bailed. Childish Gambino wasn't there, right?
He had been there years before,
Yeah.
but not that year. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I don't remember who the headliners were last year, but I just wanted to go.
He's at Coachella this year, though, right? Gambino?
Yeah, he's headlining. It's big time.
Yeah, dude. I really want to go.
They're saying he might be gearing up to drop another project in 2019.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say drop, like, not to go. I was like,
No. He's gonna bail. No, drop more music, which I think is great because I know after
Waking My Love?
yes. He said he was done. He said Childish Gambino was done. He's not making music anymore.
People are
And I think-
assholes about it.
I think, yeah. Well, I'm sure they were, but I think he also likes making music more than he says. So that dude's just a fucking creative, man.
He's one of those guys that's talented at everything.
Oh, yeah. He's insane, dude. It's like he raps, and then people hate on Awaken My Love, but talk about the vocal range
Yeah.
to make that album,
Yeah.
for a rapper.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That guy's insane.
Do you see Lil Yachty making
Yeah.
soul
Not
type music?
happening.
Would you say that's soul? Would you say Awaken My Love was soul?
Sure.
R&B?
Yeah.
And
Modern R&B soul, for
I
sure.
fucking love that album.
I do
And
too.
I had that album on repeat.
Yeah.
That's one of those albums I could listen to almost any song
Yeah.
without skipping it. And there's a lot of albums like that. And one album I know you're able to do this with too is Rumors.
Oh, yeah.
Rumors from Fleetwood Mac. I
Mhm.
could listen to essentially any song on that album.
Yep.
And same with Thriller.
Yep.
You listen to any song on Thriller.
Michael Jackson. Yep. same thing.
There's a lot of bands that I could do that with. Obviously, I could do that with Kid Cudi on Man on the Moon.
Yep.
But that's the thing with concerts is like it gives you that music, not concert music, just gives you that wow, dude. You don't really think about anything kind of thing other than the lyrics.
Yeah,
but
you just let yourself hear it.
Or you can. Me and Brian talked about this. Really let it affect you. There's times where you can attach the memories to a song and get fucked up, or you could have a good time. Like I said last week when we were at New Year's, when I walk in, who's on aux? Like it gives you that feeling. You want to feel good, so you put a music to feel better on. Or you could go as far back as when you had a good time with someone, or that person's no longer in your life. Yeah. And you're listening to that song, it could fuck you up.
For sure. My dad and I were talking about this over winter break, I believe, and it was like, what's the strongest trigger for memories, right? Like, what is it? Is it
taste?
Is it touch? Is it taste? Like, do you taste something? Is it smell? Is it hearing? And what we kind of decided was, and I'll hear your opinion in a second, but what it was for us was like music was pretty high up there. Like music can totally trigger a reaction. But actually what we decided was it was smell. It was you walk in and you don't think about this until it happens. And you walk in somewhere and you smell something and you just go, holy shit. The nostalgia, everything just comes back and you can't even really explain that feeling, you know? So it's kind of crazy.
Wow, dude. I actually had that experience today, to be honest
with
you. The girl I'm currently talking to, like the linen, I was walking by like the bed sheets at Walmart and it like smelled like her room. Yep. And like, I'm not saying like it smelled good. Like it smelled really good, like clean sheets. And it like, it instantly gave me that like, holy shit. But with music, it does that too. But I feel like, smelling is definitely.
I think it's quicker with smell.
It is.
The whole picture's in your head as soon as you smell it and you just go, wow.
Yeah.
It's so powerful.
Food.
It's weird. Food's another way.
The smell of a food, like when you walk in.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, it really is. It's super strong.
Smelling, dude. Senses are fucking crazy. Yeah. Like you look at hearing, seeing. How many senses do we have? We have like, there's 7 main ones, and then there's like 50. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
There's like actually like 50 senses. I don't know that. I could be very wrong.
Like
little tiny ones.
Yeah, probably.
I wonder, where would you say touch is like up there?
I don't know. I mean,
because I feel like
everything kind of feels one way.
Yeah,
but it applies to a lot of things. Like you can only distinguish between a few things.
Yeah.
Like if you feel this drywall over here, it's like, could you distinguish what drywall you're feeling? No, it's the same drywall in every house you've ever been in your life. So, I don't know about touch, but. Yeah, I know smell's super powerful, and then music can trigger that also. Especially
smelling gross shit, dude.
Yeah.
What's the grossest shit you've smelled?
Ever?
Like if you put it, top one, your worst smell you've ever smelled. Like it actually legit made your eyes tear.
That rotting meat in our house last year.
Oh my God.
That was pretty bad.
That was rotten turkey. That was rotten ground turkey, wasn't it?
Was that when we came back from winter break and there was.
Yeah, it was the HelloFresh.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was pretty far up there. I don't know if I could think of anything that smelled worse than that. That was, you smelled that, eyes started watering, you're gagging.
The room smelled.
The whole
bad.
house is disgusting. Yeah.
The whole kitchen was. I didn't even want to be in the kitchen no longer, and we had to empty that out. But the worst thing I would probably say would be probably those rotten tomatoes I had in my apartment last year that we left up there, and it was like 99 degrees, over the summertime, and it just went up there, and it was a sauna.
Gross.
Yeah, dude. But before I wrap this up, I know you're a big Gordon Ramsay guy, and I know you just saw him on Hot Ones.
We did.
How well do you think you would do on a show where you eat spicy food?
Oh, like Hot Ones?
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Right. I'm getting more adventurous the older I get. So, I mean, because I used to be super picky, and I still am, but I didn't used to eat spicy foods at all, and now I'm starting to experiment with that, and I'm starting to like them a little bit more, and like we go to Buffalo Wild Wings, I get like a spicier one, and I like it. It's not super spicy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think I'd get to like the 3rd or 4th one and just be toasted. I mean, these guys tongues are numb and all that. You can't touch your eyes. You go blind. It's just like, oof.
Is it
I don't
fun
know
at that
about
point?
Well, what's the hottest thing you've ever had? Have you ever tried like the challenge at Buffalo Wild Wings?
No,
little
I have
siren on your table?
not. I want to try
Let's do it.
Let's try it.
All right. I'll try it with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll definitely try it. The hottest thing I've ever had was it was some type of pepper.
Oh,
I don't remember where I had it. Oh no, it was Andrew Davis from high school.
My guy Andrew.
He gave me ghost pepper jerky.
Ooh, yeah.
And it
That's
fucked
toasty.
my lips up, bro.
Yeah.
Like they were numb. Like it was fun, but it was not fun.
You're like Shaq.
It-
Buying
oh,
the
it-
hottest chip challenge.
It's hot.
Oh, it's hot.
Ernie, I'm coughing.
Bet you I take a bite of the chip, I won't make a face.
I'll bet you I'll eat that wing. I won't even make a face.
Oof. You heard it here. Dom's gonna try the Buffalo Wild Wings hot wing challenge, and he won't even make a face.
Dude, the girl I'm talking to right now, she told me we're gonna do the Shaq chip challenge, and I said the same thing. I won't even make a face.
Well, we tried those. They weren't
They
the
were-
hottest ones.
Those weren't the same ones,
but they were supposed to be pretty hot. They
Yeah.
weren't bad though.
Yeah, we were able to do it. And then remember Brian like hit it in his didn't Brian have some that he put some in his like hand or something, or was that something else?
I don't remember.
I think that might have been something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this has been episode 3, the Dom Joseph podcast with Thomas Lindgren. Everyone, give this guy a hand.
Hey yo, thanks for having me on.
Again, where can people find you, bro? You on social media?
Oh hell yeah, bro. We on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Thomas Lindgren 7, ThomasLindgren 7.
Awesome.
Also on Spotify.
On
If you wanna
Spotify.
peep some playlists. I've been working on some. So
This guy actually has like 30 plus playlists. Would you say?
yeah, I got 40 something.
He's fucking killing it. He's got every genre you could fucking think of. Go check that out. And if you guys ever got any fucking questions for me, for Thomas, you could send it to us each separately, or you can send it to the show. We'll answer them. I don't know if Thomas will be on next week, but he will definitely be back on the show sometime soon.
For sure.
Thank you guys again for watching, and have a great one. It's been, I don't know how many minutes exactly, but this has been a great Saturday afternoon. Have a great one.